Professor as well as Professor Khan. So if you can kindly come with us here, Professor, so that I can give it to you a small token of appreciation stuff. That's good. Something. Professor, that's a number, that is a guy. And I apologize for the delay. We're dealing with Japanese, so we need to be punctual. But we need to ensure that all of you are present here given the traffic in Cairo. And by the way, the Japanese had a big project of traffic in Cairo, so part of the delay from this is because of you. The project didn't fit as expected. Without further notice, let's start. I have to leave. I have another meeting, and my deputy, Dr. Sarah, will be with you here. I hope you enjoyed, and see you again when His Excellency comes. I'll be joining him to hear part of the lecture of the professor. Thank you so much.
I would like to give you the
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's a gentleman. I'm back to you all at National Museum of Civilization. The National Museum of Civilization is not just a museum, it's a cultural and scientific hub. The story of the National Museum of Civilization started in 1980 as an initiative proposed by Egypt to UNESCO to build two specific museums. A museum for ancient civilization and another one for the Nubian culture. And for our luck, the Nubian Museum was opened in 1997, and we started the project of National Museum of Egyptian Civilization at the site. The site is an archaeological site, as you know. It's the eastern borders of Fustat, the ancient capital of Egypt. So after many excavations started from 1998 till 2004, when the area was completely cleared, we started to build the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, and the building of the museum ended at 2009. And after that, we started preparing the museum in order to be a capital for scientific researches and an institution for different themes of science researches. And due to the revolution of 2011, everything, as you know, stopped. But we opened a small gallery in 2016 for different exhibitions. And after that, we prepared the museum, the main gallery, 2018, and it was opened 2021. Last month, we celebrated 2 years of the anniversary of the 2 years of the National Museum here. As you know, the National Museum here has 3 galleries: the main gallery, the Royal Knowledge Gallery, and also the Style Gallery, which was opened last year in April 2022. But we have also in scientific labs and also restoration labs that maybe probably represent a scientific center, but we need to make the museum being a scientific center for research. Different kinds of researches are needed. And today, cooperation with our colleagues from Japan will be a very, very useful given something that we are looking for. Let me today I welcome our colleagues from Japan and from different institutions here in Egypt, and I have the honor to open the ceremony of this day. We start with Dr. Muhammad Abdullah. He will start today as the first lecture. You see the scan role in the 3D image reconstruction and the 3D printing.
السلام عليكم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ومن بني أنا درست عربي شوية أكثر كويس. ممكن English. I'm trying to express my gratitude to Professor Bonet and Dr. Matera and Dr. Fairuz and Dr. Muhammad and Dr. Baban from the Special Center. Thank you so much. And all the esteemed representatives from other civilization museums for today's lecture. Thank you all that for attending. I would like to extend my participation to the research ceremony and other guests who have traveled all the way from Japan to visit around the rich and ancient history and introduce the cutting-edge medical technology from Japan. Yes, Japan's study of the promotion of science rate, but it is a research funding agency under the Japanese Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology. Their international activities, including first, support for collaborative research between foreign and Japanese researchers. Second is invitation of foreign researchers to Japan. At the current research station located in the Nile, the following activities are conducted: supporting for JSPS projects and organizations produce and support for activities of Japanese researchers in Asia. JSPS encompasses a comprehensive system that includes all fields of science. It means humanities, social sciences, and natural science, providing grants across the disciplines. Interdisciplinary research, particularly crossing traditional boundaries, are highly valued as it leads to the creation of new domains. We take great pride in today's lectures, which is a multidisciplinary pride in that apply the latest technology such as rapid advancement in image analysis and virtual reality, archaeology, and museum exhibition. We owe our gratitude to Dr. Walat and I member and JSPS currently working at NOC and Dr. Lanfa, a biologist working at the Museum Civilization, for their efforts in organizing this project. Last Friday, Professor Sugimoto and his colleagues from Japan arrived at and visited the JSPS office, where the lecture was held in Japanese. The professors shared their use of 3D medical technology in analyzing mummies. When the hologram mummy was projected onto real goods that I feel that created a sense of transcending the thousands of years, the past, and connecting with the future beyond the present. I believe that fields utilizing such new technologies will continue to advance but requires collaboration between researchers from various disciplines with knowledge or practitioner, patients, central figures to achieve keep further progress. This occasion provides an opportunity for collaborative research between patients and Japan, particularly leveraging Japan's technology innovations for Asia's abundant cultural heritage. I hope that this will lead to a close and excellent relationship between researchers from both countries. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. First, I will thank the coordinator, and all our professors here. We thank them very much. My name is Muhammad Abdullah. I am a radiologist, medical physicist, and radiation system professor, and PhD researcher. Today, I would like to talk about small introduction in CT and role of CT in 3D reconstruction imaging, and how 3D imaging can produce and help us in different fields like medical and industrial and also psychology. First, we want to talk about what is a CT scanner or how it can work. A CT scanner is a computed tomography machine that uses X-ray beam to produce images of body or any object that we want to scan it. First, if we talk about CT in the medical field, we will talk about patients. So we will scan the patient on the CT scanner by using the component of the CT scanner. This is called the gantry of the CT, which has the main source of X-ray image, which is called X-ray tube. And then X-ray images, X-ray being detected by the multi detector used in the CT machine. Patient line like that, and we will center the organ of patient that we scan. As you see, the main component of the CT is the gantry, which contain X-ray source detectors, the patient couch or the table, which patient will lie in it, the computer, and acquisition station and reconstruction that will produce our images that will be after the scanning of the patient. This how patient lie in the machine. We will see a small video about CT work. We see patient, and when patient enters the field of the X-ray, and how the X-ray tube will get about the patient. So it will produce slices. This slices is called transverse slice that will be reconstructed after that to different more slices like coronal views, sagittal views, and also will be reconstructed as a 3D image after. How CT image can be formed? First, X-ray beam will produce in the X-ray tube and this beam will enter the patient body or the object we will aim to scan. And this X-ray will attenuate by different tissues in the patient or different structures of the object. This X-ray will converted by the X-ray detector to an electrical signal. Electrical signal then will be converted by some algorithms in the reconstruction box of the CT machine to digital numbers. This number can be called CT numbers. CT numbers then will be scaled on a gray scale to produce the knowing CT slide. This slide after that can be reconstructed to different orientation like sagittal orientation, coronal orientation, and also can be reduced 3D imaging in the machine. There is some idea for reducing the 3D to help us in the diagnosis of the patient organs and different applications. Quality of the reconstruction 3D image depends on first of all, the 3D images will depend on the source of our 3D, which called axial images. Must be a high resolution image and must be free of artifacts, which will introduce the quality of the 3D image after that. We use different algorithms like iterative reconstruction algorithm to increase the signal to noise ratio, which will produce a very well 3D image. In the medical field, we can use the 3D image in the diagnosis of bone fracture, body vessels, which we call angiography, and we can use a 3D image in the cardiac imaging and also in whole body joints. The next application for 3D image, we can use in the what we call the 3D printing. 3D printing process, which will convert the 3D image from the imaging to a real object in 3 dimensions to be used or to be help doctors in some application like surgeries or. There is 2 types of 3D processing printers. First type use the laser to be guide and solid the liquid rising to produce 3D objects or organ. Second type is called the inkjet. This use a different material and melt this material to make a thin layer by layer of the object inside each other to reduce the object. What is a 3D material can be used? 3D material can be used is like plastic, for example, and we can use nylon, and carbon fiber also can be used in the 3D printing. Also acrylic can be used in the 3D. This is some example for using the 3D printing of 3D material in medical field. It helps surgical to will know the organs they will introduce with, and will use it in the operations to guide them through the operation and help them to know the actual size and the actual problem in the patient. Biomaterial which used in the some bone fractures and some bone operations, which can be implanted in patients during their treatment for bone fragment, bone fracture. There is a new idea called synthetic bone, which can help in the 3D in the treatment of the fracture also. Is to be fragments for implanted in bones to repair. We can use 3D printing also in the industrial fields to produce maintenance and spare parts for different machines and vehicles. Now we can talk about the 3D application in the anthropology field. 3D is very useful in anthropography, so it will make a non-destructive imaging for the, for example, mummies, to produce a very high resolution image to see the internal organs and structures of the mummy without any destruction for it. So it can be used to diagnose the cause of this. Can be used for make a pathological diagnosis for this old ancient mummies. There is some images taken from mummies before to diagnose them and see the structure of bones, their bones, and their problems that cause this. The 3D printing helped mummy to speak. This was a very nice title for stuff. By using the 3D printing technology, the scientists can reduce the focal tract and focal cord of the mummy and reduce it in 3D model. So this 3D model can give us like sound for this mummy, which 3,000 years this. So this was a very nice idea and can be produced after. Thank you. I want to thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mohammed, for this comprehensive and very interesting lecture. And now we have 10-minute break. 10 minutes break. Yes. We have a little break, and then we will continue with the Professor Maki Suzuguto in the lecture.
السلام عليكم بس كلمة هيبدأ على طول يفرق يعني
نتعاون مع بعض نستنى مع بعض ايه الفكره؟ طبعا عليه
عملت
سيبك من
يا بيت يا بيت يعني خلاص talking about I really have
And we continue today our the speaker. I have the honor to introduce Professor Marshall Moto to speak to us today about recent developments in the analysis of the CP sequence and virtual reality. And actually, this is a very important topic, not only for medicine, but for archaeology and anthropology as well. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much for the invitation. This is my great honor and privilege to be here in Amsterdam. Great place. One of the biggest dream is now. Actually, I'm a surgeon. Why I'm interested in the body? Because is human. Einstein said, nothing is occurs, everything else is not just the information. Okay, but when we watch the picture or movie or the papers, it's only the information from the experience. So if you have some experience, you have knowledge of your things.
Thank you. For the young generation, the curiosity is very important, and the creativity is most important. I think. So, our age, we need to keep their curiosity, even for a museum display. In the medical setting, we are using the CAT scan, CT scan for detecting the cancer location or correct area of the such a margin or after the construction. But sometimes we put the paper in the operating room. It is very hard to understand the city perception and city location and the relationship between the organ or the cancerous lesion and the artery and so on. So we got this item. This is so-called the mixed reality goggles by HoloLens by Microsoft. We usually wearing these goggles for detecting the patient data in front of the sterile environment, the patient during the actual surgery. So we know much about the patient situation. So under the Wi-Fi, we can share the location and position of each goggles. So we can share the same data in front of the patient. So old surgeon can teach the procedure itself to the young surgeon, and the young surgeon is also learn much about the procedure itself by the older surgeons. So first time I met the mommy data in 2003. I watched the Apple website. There's an application named Osiris, named from Osiris, right? This application is open source and previewed for free all over the world. I downloaded this and I got very surprised. And in 2003, this is the most famous light home viewer, the 3D reconstruction application for medicine. And now I'm an ambassador of this application in Japan. And here, Dr. Osama Lapid in Geneva University, they have the investigation for the mommy CT scan in Geneva University. So I met him first time in 2006, and I was very surprised because he is the radiologist, I'm a surgeon. He asked me how to integrate the imaging application to the operating room. Yes, I got that idea. There is 3D data, but in the 2D monitor is not enough because the 2D drug monitor have no 3D perception, just like a chip card. But I mentioned as the previous presentation, we can reconstruct this data using a software. And nowadays we can reconstruct these diagram data like a cinematic, real photo rendering, photographic rendering, just like a real one. And then we have developed the 3D reconstructive, real 3D reconstructive application like that for left eye, right eye. When you're wearing the goggles, this is a very prototype in 2010 or 11. We can watch 3D data for left eye and right eye. So in the brain, it will become the 3D perception. This is the first virtual reality surgery in the world. But as you mentioned, this data is a little bit bigger. So the time of the calculation and the reconstruction is a little bit longer because the data amount is huge big. So we should reduce the amount of the data. So we use the radio mix method. We can take the shape of each organ, like the liver, pancreas, kidney, spleen, and so on. Then we can take it out, each organs as a polygon data. Polygon data means, when you using a 3D printer, you usually use the .stl file, only 4-digit number, X, Y, Z, and direction. You can show the 3D model in the PC. So by using two different materials to watch the 3D perception at the same monitor side by side, it creates a 3D experiment using the VR Google like this. So I tried it. This Oculus the development kit is not for sale, for development. I bought this from the US and we developed the original application and we installed this patient data for virtual reality. Oh, I see. I thought this is the huge big moment for me. So the Apple in US wants me to introduce our solution using the Mac in their website. Now we are using the AI, artificial intelligence. We can calculate each shape of the organs automatically because we have the huge data, previous huge data. And here the liver, here the vein, and the arteries. After reconstruct each organs of the polygons, and you can upload the polygon to my company's website, Follow Eyes. Okay, its name, Horus, the son of the Oasis, right? So after uploading your data to our server, only 5 minutes after you upload, you can download the asset of patient data to your own goggles. $600 cheap, a little bit expensive one, and the transparent one. Any goggles you want, you can use. In the virtual reality, you can watch the digital data and digital background like this. You can walk around. For users, the experience is like that. You can walk through the patient and patient domain. This data was actually my CT scan. I'm walking in me. And this is augmented reality. By using these tablet PC like this, here the camera, you can capture the actual environment 3D, and you can merge and augment the digital data in the air. This is the augmented reality, like a Pokemon, right? By using the transparent goggle like this is HoloLens 2 by Microsoft. When you're wearing this, here are the sensors. It can calculate you and the ceiling, wall, and floor, and movement with your hands. You can graph the data in 3D. So you should put the 3D object in 3D, not on the 2D monitor now. So this is actual surgery. We usually perform the robotic surgery for hepato and pancreas and biliary and cancers. And now we are watching the pancreas and pancreatic cancer, where to cut whoever is the point of the prevention of the bleeding. Because the anatomical situation is quite different patient by patient. And we can merge this data on the actual patient location using the AR marker, augmented reality marker. When you put the patient into the scanner, CT scanner, you need to put some AR markers more than 6 or 8. You can calculate this location using the 3D sensors, IR sensors. So we're usually using the AR marker as the eraser the square level. It can calculate by city, like white, square, and markers. For students, they can learn much about perception of the anatomy with a VR goggle. It is available for nursing student, nursing education. And in Japan, we usually use this only $1 goggle, only 1 coin, right? You can put your smartphone in this, inside this, and there's no you don't need to buy the VR goggle, but your smartphone. So this is my company information. It is very easy to understand.
Seeing inside the body has been a wish of physicians since the beginning of medicine itself. This was made somewhat possible with the invention of the stethoscope in 1816. But today, through significant technological advances, more sophisticated imaging has become fundamental in the care pathway of both communicable and non-communicable diseases, including surgical application. Still, even today, understanding the intricate structure of the human body based on widely available two-dimensional imaging such as X-rays, MRI, and CT scans remains a difficult task of interpretation through training and experience. Using surgical know-how and advances in virtual reality and artificial intelligence, HoloEye's software platform addresses this, taking these standard 2D images and through AI converts them into a patient-personalized, immersive, three-dimensional model, creating an explorable, intuitive virtual space in as little as 15 minutes, enabling detailed pre-operation simulations and access to intraoperative support. Medical practitioners are prepared for surgery with a clear and enhanced understanding of the anatomical structures around the target problem. HoloEye's innovative extended reality XR platform technology combines traditional virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality applications to equip physicians with a powerful, immersive, multi-person interface for pre and post-operative planning, consultation, surgical training, and clinical competency. The comprehensive software suite includes HoloEye's MD, the foundation of the XR platform in which the AI-generated VR models are created, and recordings, survey, layering, annotations, and augmented reality or mixed reality applications can be experienced. HoloEye's VS, a secure, multi-position remote conferencing solution which can be used for consultative collaboration across multiple locations, nationally and internationally. And HoloEye's EDU, a complete collection of tailored resources for medical and nursing students, physicians, clinicians, and medical residents to enhance their education and training experience. Quite simply, medical education content ingeniously available on smart devices anytime, anywhere.
So, using these technologies, we have the huge, big national, the national event using the MAMI data from all over the world. More than 40 mummies were coming to Japan, and we scanned the CD for each mummies. And the National Museum in Tokyo held this event more than 6 months. So I was contributed and director, co-director of this event, and I made a presentation. And I would like to show you some data about mummy CAT scan CT in 3D. Here, the ad, the movie for TV show. So there's more than 40 mummies in Tokyo, Japan. And this is the most ancient mummy from the Chachapoya. So I made this perception via effect. So the mummy is quite different country by country, area by area. And mostly in Japan, we have very wet situation with that circumstance. So it's quite different from Egypt or Middle East or Europe and North America and South America. So we take these cities. So this is the mummy from Inca. So we try to reconstruct the city level by using calcium. Okay. And sometimes these mummies from Inca and Southern America and have their fingers on their face like this. And the knee was bended like this. And if there's any kind of the organs here, the brain is still remain. It's quite different from the Egyptian royal mummy, right? Here, the most ancient mummy from Chinchorro, Chile, Southern America. And I made this effect, you see. This is the face mask made by the soil. Yeah. The face was covered by soil face like this. And we made the virtual reality application for this mummy. Here the mask. And for left eye and right eye, you can watch this data in 3D in your brain. It's okay. So by using your smartphone and this cardboard like this, like that, you can have your experience by using your smartphone. This. Very cheap. Here's another mummy from the Inca. This is the child mummy. Get it out of the cave, like crying, but maybe she's not crying. So what about the age by the teeth? In the dentist, and maybe 7 years ago. 7 years ago. Depends on the person. It's normal. Normal. Here's another mummy from Korea. Already this mummy is very dirty. There's a frog in the anus. Very strange. There's a frog in the anus. Very strange. This mummy has the bowl of the wood, wood. Here. We made the technique. Actually, I bought the 3D tablet of this mummy like this. Maybe watch this. This camera can capture your eye gaze. Maybe out.
Yes. Yes. And in Japan, there are several mummies will be discovered. That is the one. Discovered in the cave, the cave. Actually, this is an older brother, and this is the elder brother. Very interesting. And in any, this one I was very good opportunity to collaborate with the investigation team in Africa in Northern another the second probability. And then this body was at okay.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's a, and this mummy has all kind of the internal organs. Here the heart, here the liver, brain, and here the amulet with the here like this. It is yes. So we show this real data in the National Museum in Tokyo, Japan. And here's another one. Now you can see some amulet. This is the child mummy, maybe female. And there's a shells around the chest. Very interesting. And you can find the amulet around the neck there. Did you find the amulet there? Yeah. The eye of the horse, right? Actually, the ujak, right? Yes. So Dr. Tsujimura, my good friend, she asked me, how many shells in here? Please count. Oh, really? It is a little bit difficult to calculate, but I did it. So I will show you. Here the VR data. In the VR headset, we can remove the shells in the VR. So putting the number on the shells, let's start 1, 2, 3. It's very easy to calculate. Yeah. So how do you think how many shells? No. No. The answer is 39. Yeah. Alien. Yes. Under the amulet of the Ujjayi Island. This is another mummy. Around the neck. So, Dr. Tomita, he's a dentist. Please let me know some kind of his findings. 4 years old. And the adult tooth and the child tooth. Yeah. And here, the eye opener here. So there's two mummies from the same situation, and then one is older, one is younger. And this one, old, maybe younger. So depend on the tooth situation, this condition, we can calculate the age of the mummies. It's very interesting. So in the National Museum in Japan, we created a 3D printed model of the mummies and then canops, cat mummy, skulls, and so on with the booklet. So from now, I will show you some new display technology for the suggestion to this museum. So we made some event in Kokushikan University, and there's a 3D display using the 3D glasses, and everybody can watch the perception, the immersive experience with the mummy like this. And this is also the National University in Tokyo. We projected the patient anatomy on the mannequin like this. It's very easy to understand the situation and the system, organic system and vessel system on the whole body. The projection mapping is very good for a child and children to understand the locations. And augmented reality is also good to learn about the 3D situations. Using the Apple Watch, you can see the heart on your Apple Watch. This is the AR technology. And here the Apple and the very ancient mummy. Here, the 3D constructed. Here, this is the actual mummy. And it will reduce the transparency, like a body rendering. I made this. So actually, there is the semi-transparent glass on this mummy, like a triangle. So you can see through the transparent glass to watch the floating mummy. And there's the 3 sticks inside the mummy. And the face mask made by soil. It's very easy to understand. So I would like to introduce the glasses 3D display. Now it's very topic. Using the glasses 3D display like this is very easy to understand the location of the 3D anatomy. Here, this display was made by Sony in Japanese. There's a camera there, over there. The camera will capture your gaze like this, like that. So you can watch every direction you want. When you move your head, the mummy will come to your side, to your direction. It's just like mummy in here on this box, right? So after gold lettering, you can see the mummy structures. And here the shadow behind the mummy. So after my talk, if you want to have an experience of the 3D, you can touch this screen like this. Like a mummy in the box. Okay, this is the last slide. The imaging for the future. The previously we are using the paper or film, and now you are using the PC, but the 3D data on the 2 display, there's no perception. In the near future, you may use a 3D holography, 3D space. It's very easy to understand the 3D. And finally, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Fukami-san, Sachimura-san, Sakaue sensei, Ezoe sensei, and Higuchi-san, Higuchi sensei, Yamamoto sensei, and Kaido sensei. 本当にどうもありがとうございます。Thank you very much for welcoming.
Thank you, Professor Shigiburi, for such interesting, very good lecture, which in fact will enrich our knowledge about not only knowledge archaeology, but we can use this application to see different cases in archaeology as well. Maybe open the discussion. Do you want to have questions for Professor? Mr. Bus, please.
Professor Ahmed Minami, Professor of Research at College of University. I must say it's a pleasure hearing you and seeing you in person today. This is fabulous technology. Approximately 2 years ago, I obtained 2 HoloLenses and tried to start a project similar to yours, but it's been very, very difficult to cooperate. We had 2 things that we wanted to do. One of them was used during surgery. So I started using that about 1.5 years ago to project the MRI, CT scans of the patient while I was doing laparoscopic surgery. This was easy. What we really want to do, but are unable to, because we don't have the software, is to superimpose the images on the patient while we're working. The other project that we tried, we have the Naguib Mahfouz Museum, which I put together about 4 years ago. And we have about 1,300 anatomical specimens of babies, tumors, etc. So they're all in jars. What I wanted to do was that the doctors, students could come in, and these were static images, static displays. I wanted to do 3D scanning. So using the HoloLens, we could actually grasp the image, rotate it, cut through it. So I took some of these and I sent them to do 3D scan and CT scan. Our main problem is that we are unable to render soft tissue. Everything comes out as bony structure, so it's very easy. But so my question is, are you able to render soft tissue to the extent that you can actually see the external surface? Like, for example, the examples that you showed, one of the mummies in particular, I think the one from Peru or that one had actually external rendering of the skin, whereas the rest of the mummies were all rendered as bony structures. So what's the difference in rendering technology and basically where do you stand as HoloLens, HoloEye company, where it has to superimposition of the surgical data intraoperative in surgical patients? As in surgery, I do robotic surgery, so it's very interesting what you're saying. Thank you very much.
Yeah. The first question is the registration and the augmentation. It is a little bit difficult to merge the actual patient data on the actual patient body because the patient body is a soft, right? It will move around and breathing differences. And we need to merge on the data to our actual field using the AR marker or infrared sensor, IR sensor. But there's no IR sensor with the endoscope, right? So if you use the endoscopic surgery, laparoscopic surgery, you need to put the IR sensor, infrared sensor, like iPhone, like here, like this. So, but there's no machine and the material available. So the device to put the IR sensors on the tip of the endoscope. But using the Da Vinci, there's 2 different cameras. You can capture the 3D perception, but it's not good to calculate the 3D perception. So we want to apply to develop a better solution to the intuitive or the 3D camera company. And again, next general situation. We need to calculate the 3D perception of the face of the skin of the patient. It's a little bit difficult. So when you calculate the exam, the CT scan, you need to put some markers on the surface, or you need to put the screw into a bone structure for brain surgery or orthopedic surgery, it's very good to have the registration for a navigation system. But the example of surgery, it's really difficult to put the marker into the bone. I think, and our hepatobiliary surgery is quite difficult. And on the laparoscopic monitor, it's only 2D monitor. So we cannot merge the data into a 2D monitors. And then next question, I'm sorry. Soft tissue, okay, soft tissue. And today I showed you on the skin and bone and abdominal organs and so on, because it's very easy to detect. Because if the data have the segmented area like a skin and clothes or a muscle, it's very easy. But with the skin and the clothes, it's fit like this. It's difficult to identify each organs. So that's the point. If you want to reconstruct the soft tissue, if the soft tissue, if there the space around the soft tissue, you can reconstruct the data. But there's no space. It is very easy. It is very difficult to identify. But ask the radiologists or the radiology physicians, they have a lot of context and the method to put the contrast material only on one injection, continuous injection, or water push, or the difference of the radiation dose and the FOV setting. So sometimes we can reconstruct, the myoma and the ulcers using the MRI and CT scan. You can mask things. So we can delete each one by the MRI and cancel data to merge in the PPC. And so after that, we can reconstruct the shape of the myoma or ulcers and so on. Thank you. Any questions or comments? So please don't hear you. Thank you.
Voice is loud.
Sure.
Everybody can hear me. Okay, my name is Ahmed Wik. I'm working in the National Research Center. I'm more concerned about bioethics. And I wonder if there are any guidelines in Japan for research in the body's bodies, something like that. These certain civilizations always expected that they pay great tribute to them, but are there any guidelines you follow when you are doing research on sections and calibration comments?
Sorry.
The question is, are there the guidelines?
Guidelines.
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 Yes. Dead bodies and calibers?
I'm not sure because there are only under 50 mummies in Japan. So there's very few data.
Any publication?
Yes.
Do any publication?
Yes, it's in the book or something.
Did you take any approval before conducting such research?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure because I'm an investigation. I'm a researcher about only the digital images. Sorry. But there's some documents.
I think we should make something collective in formulating guidelines. Bioethics are working on cadavers, dead bodies, mummies, whatever. They won't be the same as we can follow.
Okay.
Let's show the cadaver.
The new one, the old one, we have some guidelines. Yes. And for the using cadavers, and such a trend using cadavers, there is some guidelines, and I'm a member of the guidelines. But mummy, maybe not. Thank you. And
Thank you very much. Okay, sorry.
Thank you very much. My name is Professor Desaf. I'm here in the National Research Institute of Astronomy and Geophysics here. And my question is the experience in using this technology to detect and discover the ornaments on the ground, like tools, like on the ground, for example, like the models on the ground, like the rooms with the curves.
I'm sorry, I have no idea. Underground. We need to put the idea, maybe, the infrared sensors or the some kind of ultrasound, deep ultrasound, make the wave or to the underground. It may be.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
And I think I have a comment to the professor about the organs and the distinction between the bones and the other organs. I think the difference with the 50 or each one of organization. So can distinguish the organs and then we can get this.
I'm Fatma. I'm like maybe my background was archaeology, not science, but my concern about you already making scanning for the mummies, but can you rebuild back again the features, the facial, and the construction of the person again? Because honestly, we have a debate now about Afrocentric, and we have a skeleton here in the mimic. If it is going to be like helping us to rebuild back again its features, it helps us to show it's Egyptian. It's how the features, because I met a doctor before in one of the conferences, and he told me that the bone of the skull, it reflects the style of life. It's not because it's a kind of a big white face or the white legs and so on. It's just because he's eating very hard things, he's already living with a very hard style of life. So that's why maybe it helps us if you can contribute like a kind of rebuilding back the skeleton of Nazla Khater upstairs. So it can help us to be one of the scientific evidence for us to tell how he looks like approximately. That helps as an example. So I don't know if it's possible or not, but it can be with a lot of other things, but only because here it's a lot of debate about this kind of story nowadays. Is it possible?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I would like to do so. And I hear the occupational surgeon, and this, and then gender indecision is very important, right? Not only the two suppose of face itself. So collaborating with, after collaborating with him, we got a huge data of the body or the dead person using the oral scanner or CAT scan or some other device to calculate the shape. Yeah, so we would like to collaborate with you. So please give me some information after this lecture. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions?
Oh. My name is Paul. Human resources from here. Let us that we can use our smartphones to make
So please download the free application Follow Eyes from App Store and Google Play. After install the application for free, you can watch some about 7 samples of the abdominal or brain or chest data of the scan, not mommy. Then you can learn much about anatomy. The number 0 is my abdomen. My chest data. We can enjoy. Yes. Go.
And it's program. I can't use. If I can use it instead of CT scan and X-ray.
CT scan, MRI, and 3D US ultrasound. That is. Or if you have the 3D scanner like smartphone, 3D scan, you can watch this data.
When I examine,
Okay.
when I examine my
Examine how it-
there, the. Okay, then I should put you in. Okay.
Yes. Any other questions? Please.
Yes, final question. You've been using both the HoloLens and the Magic Eye
Magic Leap?
and Magic Leap.
Yes.
Okay, which do you think down the road will be more popular?
Yeah. The HoloLens 3 is the best. The Magic Leap 2 is a venture company. The solution is very low, at a small number. The application is very limited. And then we made both application. We made application for both devices. But as you want, you can buy each one. But I think this is better.
Now we have those. That's-
Yes. But you know, by the Microsoft, HoloLens 3, no. They are not stopping the development of HoloLens. Okay. Any comments?
I think.
Okay, thank you very much.
And now we are next. By Victor, but that's our activity, it's a virtual anthropology of applications. But it is a past, present, and the future.
Afternoon, I know us are compliant, so I will not give out the long lecture. So I couldn't welcome you at first of opening and to last half in position by graduation, and I am an institutional consultant at the National Research Center, and by affiliation I am anthropologist, biological anthropology department, Medical Institute and Clinical Study National Research Center. So I am happy because I am here in National Museum Children's Tourism. Thank you to myself. I couldn't thank you at first because we hurry being the schedule, and I really Dr. Ahmed Ghunaim and Dr. Talaha Mohammed Abdel without your support, this workshop will never be today happening, because we face many obstacles and we make it in only two. So thank you so much. So today I will give a brief about virtual anthropology and its application to the past, present, and futures. So many of us know about what is anthropology, right? Who is first known today about what's anthropology? So anthropology is not science about archaeology only, but it's mainly subfields. So let's start introduce my place of work. I work at National Research Center. It's a large institution affiliated in Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research. In our courses of 14 institutes, about 109 departments covering major area of industry, health, environment, agriculture, basic science, and engineering. So NRC headed by the president and has the two deputy of president. Our vision to be the leader and to serve country key product and service sectors, so research conducted in different areas, and our mission to make its basic and applied research in major field interest product to develop product and service sectors. This is our acting professor, Dr. Hussein Darwish, acting the president of National Research Center, and Professor Dr. Mamdouh Maawad, is the genetic engineering of Whiteman Research Institute, is the beauty of research and international relations. So this is my institute, which our department, biological anthropology laws, medical research and clinical studies. So we have many departments, internal medicine, pathology, and chemical pathology, pharmacology, medical physiology, biochemistry, hormones, child with special needs, dermatology, reproductive and complementary medicine, community medicine, and pediatrics. And so we are acting as faculty of medicine inside university. So what is anthropology? So anthropology is the study of humanity. It's a very old science. So it's a part of anthropos, it's human. Logy is study. So how and where human life arises. Study of humankind from its beginning millions of years ago to present day. To understand human existence as geographic and evolution. So we have four main subfields of anthropology: socio-cultural anthropology, linguistic anthropology, biological and physical anthropology, and applied anthropology, medical anthropology. So how I am now as a pediatrician and physician and anthropologist. So the main quarters of subfield anthropology, we have many subfields like visual anthropology, medical, nutritional anthropology, developmental, molecular anthropology. So anthropology as a medical anthropology from point of view as a physician or medical doctor, studies social, culture, and genetic environmental determinants disease resilient population. So we can study a disease within population, how it come, why it come, how population deal with certain disease over time. So study disease pattern and the impact of human society. So it has so many significant contributions, especially in public health and public health diseases. Also, in the traditional anthropology, it's very important as a nutrition for pediatric child and growth, and human nutrition, growth and development. So present development is very important, depends on hereditary and environmental factors. So how we can measure in biology? Even with some remains, we can have some measurement of human body as anthropological measurement, anthropometry. So we can measure height, weight, body mass index, blood pressure, many other indices like head circumference, some milestones in child and in adults. So to identify human variation and possible adaptive mechanisms, and to identify genetic and epidemiology factors affected this variation. So this is some measurement of anthropometric measurement in the human, in living human, and also in remain. So as the Professor Simoto said, we can determine the age of the remain by kissing, the counting number, or by scanning and calculate or see the non-erupted teeth to know this young age. Also long bone, so we can also examine the skull if we have like the skull injury before death and maybe the cause of death in forensic anthropology. Also, as it's very important to follow up for human nutrition and the state of nutrition. Overnutrition or malnutrition as obesity is one of our major in our department. So we can see some diseases as skin folds, facial diseases, and some doctor here asked about reconstruct again the mummy by making the face. Okay, and also Spotnet index calculation. So in the paleopathology, it's the subfield of anthropology, studying disease as traumatic lesions of skeletal population. With any skeletal deformity over time, so we can see in this slide image of severe congenital stenosis and ancient upper median nail and partial healed femur fracture, and the first surgery done in North Moon was fixation by ancient Egyptian away from millions years from now. So what about virtual anthropology? Within the last decade, widespread of digital visualization technique in biology, especially in CT and MRI, help us to examine more and more in anthropology, whatever is human in life or remain. So, because a very important character is non-destructive nature. So, allow users virtually dissect sample into thousand virtual serial sections. So, I can, as we see, inside the moment or inside these sections. So, virtual skeletal data, even in virtual lab space, to analyze the bone is very important. It's very achievable science. We can see internal and external anatomical features. You can know the functional morphology of the organ. So now we have found the new subfield of anthropology, especially in forensic anthropology, is virtual anthropology. So virtual anthropology is about how to understand human anatomy. It's very important to research about the cause of diseases, about more related to medicine and anthropology. If we have a physical specimen, such as cadaveric body, we can dissect many slides by CT, for example, or by examining a human bone collection to know the anatomical reason of death, or anatomical deformity. So by advance of medical imaging, we can examine and visualize internal morphology like a bone, whatever, and soft tissue without need of dissection or serial section or needing surgery. So I will go through about applications of virtual anthropology. I worked under a very important initiative from the World Academy of Science and UNESCO. It's called Science. I was the co-chair of the task team of protection and preservation of culture and scientific systems. And very important to know that we are very lucky because we have a very large wealth of ancient Egyptian population. So we have to preserve this. By virtual anthropology, we have to provide big tools to manage and study and preserve culture and natural heritage. So what is the tools of virtual anthropology? It's included as CT, laser scanning, photogrammetry, 3D imaging, and rapid prototyping. So 3D imaging can substitute physical intervention with a virtual protocol to restore the original shape. You asked about how to restore the original shape. Then we go through now. So we can identify bone remain. This is a technique and method by mesh value comparison methods. So we can superimposition of some 3D bone surface by 3D image analysis, calculating point distance between the model and the determined surface of the bone, and successfully in VC independent on sex or population or particular length of the bone. I can find the age of the bone without knowing all these information. So it's a powerful implement in mass systems. As what happened in Turkey, in the earthquakes, and I have a lot of remain of bones, and I can't size only for one person or multiple person. So this technique can help us in spite of DNA, a large sample technique of DNA sample for detection of human beings. So set 3D superimposition of bone model. At present, we have digital pair matching of temporal bone. It's already published and already in 2023 in biology journals. Established temporal bones and pharynx and clavicles. So it's giving promising potential of technique. It was applied also to a situation of articulating element, not only in one of the articulating bone, like temporomandibular bone and atlanto-occipital joints. So this is a promising result of high safety and specific results. So as Dr. Simoto said, we bring the mummies and the male back to life. So we can estimating and age by studying growth in children and adolescents using 3D facial profile. Like some older can reconstruct the child face and recalibrated the child will be after growing look like once, not aging. So age forms part of person soft biometric information. It can be used to facilitate person identification, not only by fingerprint or DNA. If we have fingerprint or DNA, it is a very unique identifying information about the face, facial, especially in bird or any victim of loss. So this application is search of missing persons, especially like I told before in math assessment. So we have something to differentiate between aging and growth. I talk about childhood and children growth. And we predict children, our child, after 5 years old from now, how will he or she look like? Okay, so distinction between terms aging and growth in child. So aging in adulthood and growth occurring only in childhood. So by synthetic facial growth, we can stimulate the effect of growth on image and individual, typically mean taking image and is age A and reducing image expected to look like an image age B. So it's a very important research done not very recent in 2015, and research and scientists study comparison between predicted age progression, age and synthetically growing faces, facial expressions and facial features, and they found no difference. So this study was done in Royal Children's Hospital in Australia. So we can find that they 1 month in months, 5 months, 9 months, 13 until puberty. And it's for boys, it's for girls. So facial prototype is very promising to detect the facial growth. Each prototype represents a typical shape of particular age and sex. Together can describe genetic transformation of substrates can be applied in treatment of synthetic facial growth. So thank you. I know unfortunately, rapidly because I know all of us together. If you have any questions, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wahab. This is interesting lecture. And now you will have the last talk with Dr. Ibrahim. See the system, see the lyrics, analysis, dramatic changes in the future of this.
Good afternoon, everybody. First, I would like to put my knees and the audience for attending the lecture. I hope to be better than
Sorry. Okay. Okay.
Please shall we start? Please take a deep breath after what you will do. We are starting with drawing what was set into the function and combine it with what was done in direction and mix all of it. In medicine, we are all concerned to see what's actually working or what's happening inside our body, not only outside. We are using radio diagnosis to see what's actually going inside in any disease. How what does it's actually modified X-ray machine. We use X-ray to see anything inside the body. First, it was made of a few detectors and only one tube. We achieved few numbers of images, and then we took it to another level every couple of years. We increased its technology. We started to increase the number of detectors to make it faster, easier, and to bring more details. Now we're taking a whole box image, and every point of this box give us more details, and in each of these details is scanned and represented on the image. After taking the CT scan images, we perform extra work on the workstations to do multi-plane reformatting and 3D imaging and take it to another. In multi-plane reformatting, first we start to orthogonal reformatting images. We take the axial images and reformat it to sagittal and coronal images. This helps a lot in lots of to do lots of information to the clinicians. It gives us a clue of what's happening and to be oriented every structure and every disease, where it comes and where it's from. After that, we started to think not all objects are going into orthogonal plane. We need to do other planes, like the oblique planes, like studying the bronchi. For example, we need to go in other planes other than the three normal planes X and Y and Z. After this, we started to do not only the oblique planes, we started to do the curved planes. Curved planes, it goes with the structures which are running in every direction, like vessels. In vessels, we started to do the curved. This is a small video to show how things are going to do and how it goes at the reconstruction. This is actually what we see in a normal CT exam. I'm here using another X system. This is the whole exam, and we want to be oriented where is everything. It's an item to do to 3D volume rendering. Now we're oriented how bones are going. If you want to see the lumbar spine or the pelvic bones, or any bone or joint in the human body. This was a 3D volume rendering. Now this is the orthogonal planes. This is the sagittal plane, and if you want to see everything around it, and we'll see also the coronal and the axial. This is an example of what I was saying about the curved planes. we are using it for anything we want to do. We will need a window to see the angiogram or the vessels. We just do contrast enhanced study, and we check this afterwards on the workstation, and this is what we do, and I'll show you how to do the curved image. See what I'll do here. I'm standing on the angiogram, on the vessel itself, and then I'm careful on right and left to play it. Look here, you'll see how I do the reconstruction of the vessels to see all over extents. So, all this gave us more information and data about what's going on and how to do most of what we perceive from this. The next level now we do as 3D images, but just image, just on a 2D. The next level was 3D printing. In 3D printing is referred to using technology guided by digital information and artificial intelligence to create a physical 3D solid object model. This is how to perform to get a solid object. But in medical field, it's more and more than that. We need a medical processes to be used in medical field. And we're taking it now to another level. It's not just bone structure. I need it to be working. By 3D printing, we produce a prototype to use it in every in every field I want to. We do most of things like orthotics. Previously, it was custom. It was one orthotic fitting for all subjects, but now we are taking it to a tailored, custom-made orthotic. This is an example of what it's mostly used now. This orthotic are custom-made for maxillofacial injuries and dental procedures. In medical 3D printing, we are concerned by 4 classifications. First, our orthotics and pre-surgical planning and training for the doctors and for the procedures. Number 1, for custom 3D medical industry. The previous decade, we are all concerned that there are always standard tools to use it in medical field. But now it's custom made for every person, for every operation, for every surgeon. He do what he wants. He asks for a specific things to be done and to be tailored for the equipment used. The second thing is the procedure itself. We take much more details from the images, and upon this, we build a procedure specific for this patient. By this, we can construct bones and joints, and now studies are going on now for 3D synthetic cartilage to perform a complete joint. It's used in dental applications like maxillofacial injuries and in no more use for molds. This thing. It's used for medical training, just as what I have said before. Everything is just custom made, and it's now applicable and affordable for the medical students to get oriented by the whole thing and how to deal with it. whatever is as a part of the human health. Pre-op surgical planning, now surgeons are oriented by the whole illness, and they have their own tools, and they have custom made for every patient. So it's easier to have to make the operation and to have a better outcome. In medical 3D printing, we are concerned mainly by layering. We choose what area or field of interest, and then we start to make our images and take our data and fulfill our algorithm, put it in artificial used by artificial intelligence, and by layering to put the layers just like you know what, like making a copy of a key. For every point, it's a point layer in our process. In bioprinting, we are taking it to the second level. What I was just saying, it's doing not only materials or solid objects. No, we are taking it now to biological processes, and we are taking it to a functional process. It's mainly working on stem cell, and it's going on right now. Materials used are polyvinyl alcohol and polyvinyl chloride, but the most commonly used are hydrogens. Stem cell researchers are going on right now to do bio 3D printing, and it's going on to make an organ transplantation, take a major role in organ transplantation, as some companies now make functioning heart up to 6,000 beats. It can save life, but only for a small period of time, just for 30 or 45 minutes. So another level is 4D printing. It's making the 3D objects already done, but taking in consideration the time factor. These materials used in 3D printing were now using materials that are changeable according to specific situation when they are put or there is any stimulus or putting or working on it, like heat or light or magnetic field, they change in structure and function. In conclusion, 3D printing and medical 3D printing is the whole future, and it's the coming decade in all medicine.
Thank you, Dr. Ibrahim, for this interesting lecture. And now we have the last talk, Professor Foukawi, the head of GSPS Foundation Private Office, to speak with us about the funding programs and the study opportunities by GSPS, such very important topic as that. I think all of you see that as GSPS is a leading foundation here in Egypt, which will help scientists and researchers in many academic and research fields. Please, Professor.
So myself, I am architectural historian, especially Islamic architecture. So that I'm very happy to be here in Cairo. So plenty of Islamic culture, but I'm not a medical doctor, so that today the whole lecture is a little bit difficult for me, but the interesting for us. So JSPS is Japan Society for the Promotion of Science, and we have an office in Danai. And today I will introduce our function or something. So Okay, so JSPS, our mission what we do. This is a Japanese green scenery at the Fuji Mountain and Sakura. It's very famous for Japanese scenery. And the JSPS is a funding agency for science established in 1932. We have 5 efforts. The first one is create the world of knowledge in diverse fields. The second is foster the next generation of researchers who challenges to create new genres of knowledge. The third is improve the education research functions of libraries, the strengths of universities, etc. The fourth is built a robust international research base. And this is built a comprehensive academic information analysis. So we support curiosity-driven researchers in all disciplines, from range of creative and pioneering research from basic to applied fields across humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences. As I told you before, nowadays the interdisciplinary research is very applicable. And this is the science technology policy system in Japan. We have a cabinet office here, and under the cabinet office, MEPS in short, Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology. And we have some agencies for funding, JSPS and JST and NEDO and AMET. And JSPS is curiosity-driven approach and bottom-up approach. JST is a more bigger project, but top-down approach with governmental support and mission-oriented approach. And this is the budget of JSPS from 2015 to 2022. And 2022, total 266 billion Japanese yen, means $2 billion per year. This is JSPS organization chart. We have president, previous director of Tokyo National Tokyo Museum, and we have a headquarters program of international affairs and also JSPS overseas offices, 11 overseas offices all over the world. And you can understand what is JSPS. It is Japan's crowdfunding agency. It places high value on both researchers' autonomy and research diversity. What does JSPS support? From basic to applied research conducted based on the 3 ideas, such as about the entire spectrum of academic fields, including humanities, social sciences, and natural science. And we have an application selection, bottom-up approach, invite applications through open calls, competitive funding evaluates through peer review, fair and transparent screening select based on academic data. And we have the international program, the 5 international program. We are focusing on the PhD programs especially, but this second one, the whole meeting with Nobel laureates. This is only one week, but the master student can apply. And the supporting international joint research and seminars is we have a MOU with STDF under the Ministry of Higher Education in Egypt. So that, and also the inviting researchers to Japan, we put the brochure at the reception. You can find how to invite him, how to visiting Japan. And also we sending young Japanese researchers to overseas. And also globalization of the university. And in Cairo, we have the Kyushu University office and Sophia University office and the Hiroshima University office in Cairo. And so we promote and support the globalization first. This is the 2019, under the JSPS programs, more than 3,040 overseas researchers from overseas to Japan, and 4,678 Japanese researchers will go to overseas. And focusing on Egypt, it's very small number. 42 Egyptian researchers come to Japan, and 20 Japanese researchers visit to Egypt. Under the COVID, 2020 is very small number. Total is something like 800 and 400. And this situation continuing 2021 also. But nowadays, after COVID, we can progress the number. And this is the overseas offices all over the world. We have Tokyo headquarters, and in Africa, we have Nairobi Research Station and Cairo Research Station. In Asia, Bangkok and Beijing, and in Europe, London, Stockholm, Bonn, and Strasbourg. And in America, Washington and San Francisco and Sao Paulo. And our JSPS office in Tamara. And like this lecture, we support some lecture, and also if you want to research in Japan, we recommend some professors. You know the professors Imoto and Professor Japan. But if you didn't know your major, we will recommend some professors in Japan through our headquarters office. And around 30,000 persons already experienced all over Japan. And we have alumni network like Professor Rola, and we have 20 alumni all over the world. And this is JSPS Researcher Network. This is the social network service. If you can go to the JSPS network, you can make a friend connection, create communities, even page, my research guide, members' voice, and also seeking early career research. And research collaboration, as I mentioned, we have a MOU with STDF. So STDF fund the Egyptian researchers, and the JSPS fund Japanese researchers. It has a joint research project and joint seminars. Joint research project is 2 years. The seminars is 1 year. This is the number of Egypt. The application is around 20 for every year, and only 2 pieces. And this is an example. And this is the seminar. Seminar is the application number is very small, so that you have more opportunity to be selected. This is something. And also, if you can get the fund from other funding agency, for example, Alexander von Humboldt or DRD, and JSPS fund Japanese researchers, so you can make a private research. And also creating research housing, the particle program. We have some program, but it needs not only 2 countries, more than 3 countries. This is the example. And to invite the researchers, I say the whole meeting is focusing on also the doctor students and master students also. But the fellowship program to Japan is we focusing on the PhD holders. This is the whole meeting, and Wara-san joined the whole meeting. So if you need some information from her. And this is fellowship program. I delivered some brochure so you can find. And also we have a long-term program. Long-term program, if you stay in Asia, you can get the doctor from Japanese university. Many Asian countries are coming to Japan, but this is very small number, so please apply. And this is if you experience the GSPS scheme, you can have the opportunity to reselect the region. And Wara-san will be in Japan this October. And also we have a World Premier International Research Center initiative. This is very hard to say. The next Ministry of Education, Culture, Sport and Science and Technology, also JSPS, focusing on to progress the new research. So if you seek the WPI, you can also get some information. And also WPI needs some foreigners to work in Japan, so that you can have some opportunity to work in Japan.
Thank you, Professor Sokami, for such a interesting lecture and gave us good information about the funding programs, GSPS, and which is very, very important for our colleagues and researchers. Now, we have the final session about the implementations of such important event which we had today. Okay. Really recommend today in order to summarize in such important event, create an international cooperation between Egypt and international institutions like Japan and other countries, especially in the application of the CB6 standing and as well. And we made scientific agreements with Egypt and other institutions in order to create a suitable environment for the applications of science in different fields and as applications of city scanning as well. If you want to recommend something, please, it's very important for us. Thank you. Yes, please.
I recommend starting working on guidelines for human remains, predators, and hobbies research, because they're respected as women. And we are Eastern civilizations, we have the same principles of ethics, so we need to found this to work on them. There are ethics of clinical research, living humans, but they are missing this
capital money is that I think it's a very, very important condition I want to ask this was what are the limits of ethics in such researches, especially in seeds and so on. Difficult. Yes, ethical issue. Do we have limits or not? No, we don't. Thank you. Sure. Any recommendations? Okay, thank you everybody for joining us in the National Museum of Civilization. It's your place, and we always welcome you anytime in our museum. I would like to thank Professor Subibutu and our colleagues, Professor Otani, and also for that, and our colleagues from Faculty of Medicine and Science, and also the National Research Student in Dialogue. And we hope to meet you again here in the National Museum of Future Civilization for another scientific and cultural event here soon, inshallah. Thank you very much, and hope to see you.
Thank you, Dr. Maisamo. Really, thank you so much for all the I would like to thank Dr. Dana Morsi, Dr. Sahar Samati, and Dr. Muhammad Shaker, and they are professors of biological anthropology. We are seeing we are honored to be playing this class. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Mark Parker, and I am so proud to be talking to this Parker. Thank you. If you have any question about GSP's opportunity, please contact me and contact Professor Army. 24 hours, 7 days, no years. You are very okay.